New challenges in psycholinguistics, interactivity and alignment in interpersonal communication. In recent years, the attention of many psycholinguists has gradually shifted from the individual minds of language users and strictly intrapersonal aspect of language processing towards a different set of processing, which is interpersonal. So intrapersonal, as we all know, deals with more of talking to one's own self, and psycholinguists, they have been dealing with the mental processes and the thinking processes. But now the shift is towards interpersonal communication, where you have participants involved in the outer domain, and how that, or your conversation or communication that takes place face to face with the other participants. Interactivity and alignment have emerged as important concepts in interpersonal communication now. Interactivity in interpersonal communication involves human manipulation like movement, body language, mental states. Media theorist Fernando defines interactivity as a particular medium's ability to facilitate properties necessary in an ideal conversation. Now, adequate alignment or alignment is very important in a conversation, and it is all about knowing the conversational moves. When you are in a conversation with someone, you have to be sensitive to these moves to make sense out of these moves. Now, that requires that both of you should know the conversational moves and monitor each other and signal to ensure that you are making sense out of his or her moves through maybe eye contact or a nod or a smile and so on. So we have seen that interactivity and alignment have now been emerging as important aspect of interpersonal communication. So let's discuss them further. Interactivity has come into play as an important factor that can hardly be ignored in the analysis of the mental mechanism underlying language use. Language emerged from interaction, and it has been bound to its during its evolution. So interaction is important, and developing interactivity is a key as far as the development of interpersonal communication is concerned. Communicative interactivity is strictly bound to the coordination of communicative behavior, which can be observed on many levels, from simple physical activities to the dynamics of mental representation, as well as in many domains and modalities. Alignment basically helps immensely to understand, model, or explain a number of phenomena on the linguistic, paralinguistic, which has to do with the pitch and tone, and extra linguistic levels of conversation. Extra linguistic have more to do with the goal or background of the participants, while its measures make it possible to predict communication flow and its success or failure. Alignment can be conceptualized as based on particular type of priming that occurs as a continuous process in dialogue, two-way, mutual but not necessarily symmetrical. Both simple and structural priming can be involved here. Similarity may occur and grow in terms of simple measure of specific phenomena as well as in terms of entire structure. That is, for example, syntactic structure. Factors like social position, competence, rhetorical skills may result in domination by one of the parties as a consequence in his or her greater influence on the other party's conversational behavior. To sum up, Psycholinguistics interests seem to gradually shift from the study of language processing as an isolated and independent phenomena towards inclusion of more interactional factors of interpersonal communication and communicative alignment.